Hi everybody, I'm Jimmy DeYoung here in Washington, D.C. Behind me is one of the most beautiful buildings in all of the world. You recognize it, I'm sure, as the White House, the residency for the President of the United States. I can tell you assuredly, it is the most powerful house in all of the world. The person who is President of the United States and lives in that house is the most powerful person in all of the world. I'm here to introduce you to a documentary we're going to do entitled Presidents, Politics, and Prophecy. Now let me just lay a little bit of background here for you so you can understand where we're going in this documentary. The Lord brought into existence human government 4,000 years ago with the purpose of being able to direct humankind through human world leaders. For those 4,000 years from Abraham until today, we've looked at Gentile world powers that have been the ones who really dictated how life would be played out all across the world. When you go to the book of Revelation, chapter 17, and in verse 17 it says, God put in the hearts of human world leaders to accomplish His will. That's basically the theme of this documentary. Up in verse 10 of Revelation 17, it says there are 7 kings. 5 have fallen, 1 is, and there's 1 yet to come. Now let me explain that just very briefly. We'll get into it more as we go through the documentary. We're talking about 5 kings that have fallen. And in the context of the passage, we're talking about Gentile world powers. The 5 kings that have fallen would be the 5 Gentile world powers. The one is, of course, when Revelation was written, was the Roman Empire. And that was the time and the empire in play at the time of the birth of Jesus Christ. The one yet to come is the revived Roman Empire. As I was studying those Gentile world powers, and I understood from my study that from the time of the Gentile world power, the Egyptian Gentile world power, until today, God had used human government to accomplish one major goal, and that was to bring the Jewish people back into the land of Israel. You see, when you want to know what God's doing in Bible prophecy, you look at the Jewish people and, in essence, the city of Jerusalem. So for 4,000 years, the Lord would use human government to bring the Jewish people back into the land. But then as I was studying that significant fact, I realized that over the last 45 years, the Lord has used presidents of the United States to make decisions in this house and with collaboration of their cabinet and their staff to come to some very important decisions internationally that was actually setting the stage, according to the ancient Jewish prophets, setting the stage for the scenario of Bible prophecy to be played out. That's what we're going to be looking at. 7 presidents making international decisions, setting the stage for Bible prophecy to be fulfilled. God indeed has in the past, is presently, and will in the future use human government to accomplish His will in the end of time scenario found in His Word. From here, we'll be traveling all over Washington, D.C. as we reveal the story of God using presidents, politics to lead into prophecy, His prophetic word.
Our first stop in my journey through Washington is to the reflection pond at the Lincoln Memorial. I want to lay out the foundation for our look at 7 presidents who in the last 45 years have made political decisions that have set the stage for Bible prophecy to be fulfilled. I want to take you on a journey through the 7 Gentile world powers who God has used down through history to bring us to where the last 7 presidents have come to power and then have been directed by God to fulfill His will.